will destroy the kid, man. I'll throw him out of the ring. I'm fucking animal, man. So I'll throw him out of the ring. I'll throw him back to high.
Everyone is calling Moses Itauma the next big heavyweight star, but several respected boxing voices believe Filip Hrgovic could be the exact opponent capable of exposing him and stopping the hype in its tracks.
Hrgovic is a really good opponent and a danger man of some sort. He's only been stopped and it was uncut by Daniel Dubois. Obviously the most important thing always is the win, but do you want to go and make a statement and get rid of this guy?
Do you know what? It's not really down to me, if I'll be honest. It's like, I know it sounds mad because obviously I'm in there punching, but if I go and stick to the game plan, of course, I can get him out of there. So, you know, it's like you just never know.
Chris Algieri believes that's what makes this matchup so important. Hrgovic has already gained valuable experience against dangerous heavyweights like Zhilei Zhang, while also bringing strong conditioning, real power, and durability. Itauma, meanwhile, has had a much shorter amateur background and a professional career where he's faced very few serious setbacks.
Hrgovic being 33 years old versus Itauma, who's 21, by the time they fight, maybe 22. There's a big difference, and I think the biggest difference is Hrgovic has been asked the questions, and he's given the answers. Not always the right answer, like when he fought Daniel Dubois, but he's been in tough fights. You know, Zhilei Zhang, that was a brutal heavyweight fight, back and forth, stayed tough throughout, showed that his chin could hold up, showed that he had the power, showed that he had the conditioning. He's been there. With Itauma, we don't know any of those answers yet. He hasn't been pushed yet as a pro. He has a very low number of fights as an amateur, very low number of fights in general, amateur and pro. So the question marks are glaring when it comes to Moses Itauma. Yes, the talent is there. Yes, the power is there. The finishing ability is all there. He has all the makeup to be a heavyweight champion and a star at that. But what happens when he gets pushed? What happens when there is pushback, when there is resistance? And I think Hrgovic is the kind of guy that can answer those questions. He's going to put up resistance. He has power. He's big. He's been there. I don't see him as a guy who's just going to get blown out by Itauma. So there are going to be some questions asked of Itauma in this fight.
Joseph Parker also sees Hrgovic as the ideal next test for Itauma. The former champion has praised Itauma's sharp skills and rapid development, but expects Hrgovic to constantly press forward and throw heavy shots. If Itauma can withstand that pressure while still delivering a dominant performance, Parker believes it would prove the youngster is ready for the biggest stage in boxing.
Itauma is very talented, very sharp, only getting better and better with each fight. And this will be a good test for him, because Hrgovic is no slouch, and no one is just going to come easy and try and give it to him, you know? Hrgovic will be throwing punches, chasing him down. And if Moses can deal with that and look impressive, then you know he's ready for the big stage.
Dave Allen has a completely different view. He believes Hrgovic's upright stance and predictable style could play right into Itauma's strengths. Allen expects Itauma's speed to create openings early, predicting he could land first and score a brutal knockout within 2 or 3 rounds. However, Itauma's own ability to take a big punch remains largely untested.
Itauma stops Hrgovic in 2 or 3.
Do you think he puts him out cold?
I think he knocks Hrgovic out cold, yeah.
Cold.
I think he does. As good as I think Hrgovic is, and he will master good for me, I just think Itauma is all wrong for him, because Hrgovic just stand up tall, straight shots. I think Itauma will just be miles too fast for him, because Hrgovic is going to come and have a go. Hrgovic is going to try and knock Itauma out, which is great. But I just think...
And we're still yet to see if he's got whiskers.
Of course, yeah, but I just think Itauma is going to hit him.
Derek Chisora also favors Itauma, but he expects the young heavyweight to face serious resistance before getting his hand raised. Chisora highlights Hrgovic's history of cuts and believes his confidence can sometimes dip after taking heavy punishment.
As a betting man, I don't know. I love Moses. I believe that, you know, when you have people pushing you so much, you're thinking like you can beat anybody in the world, you believe in yourself. Yep. And I think this is a big step up for him.
Tony Bellew is just as confident in Itauma, predicting the young heavyweight will stop Hrgovic within 6 rounds. That would maintain Itauma's impressive professional record of never being taken beyond the 6th round.
Gets through the Hrgovic fight.
Yep.
Do you think he...
I think he gets rid of him inside 6 rounds.
Do you think he puts him in with Daniel?
And then that's what what worries me is he gets through the Hrgovic fight and he blows me away in 6 rounds, and then they throw him to the bull.
We've not seen Moses in with a fighter of this calibre yet.
That's right.
But the thing we are we can only go off what we've seen, and he's been perfect so far. Mm-hmm. You know, with Hrgovic, he's experienced. He's had some big nights, some big names. But what I will say is, he's never come up against anyone like Moses Itauma. And I know we can talk about he's boxed southpaws as an Olympian and this and that. We're talking a differip ballgame here. This guy is different.
On the flip side, this is a great matchup for Filip Hrgovic because he's an elite
He's got nothing to lose.
Heavyweight, you know. And if Moses Itauma going into this one, we find out more about him. I'm with you guys. I think Itauma does the job.
You can't write Hrgovic off.
But you cannot write Hrgovic off because we saw levels to the game when he boxed David Adelaide. We saw it when he boxed last time out against absolutely. So
Dave Allen.
Yeah, Dave Allen. So there's levels to this game, mate, and Filip Hrgovic is that test. People are talking about him just being the opponent there before he goes up Moses Itauma and wins. He's more than an opponent.
He's more than an opponent. He's absolutely more than an opponent. But the point is, he reminds me. Look, I've seen him spar with Dubois when he came into the gym, and he was so good. And he only done 3 rounds and got out, but still he looked so impressive and Dubois is such a banger, such a powerful, strong, explosive puncher. And I watched this kid and I went, wow, where the hell did he come out of? And he won the world under-19s as an amateur. He is. I'm telling you, Frank got him at the right time because nobody heard about him, and he invested money in him and said, "This is the guy to have," and he is the best heavyweight I've seen in a long, long time. And I know Hrgovic is incredibly tough, and there's every chance that I could be eating my words if he blows out after 6 rounds and Hrgovic is still coming on. Hrgovic could win, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to get him out and going to get him.
McGuigan has believed in Itauma's potential for a long time. After seeing him spar Daniel Dubois, he was convinced he was watching one of the most talented young heavyweights in years. He also praises Frank Warren for spotting Itauma early, while pointing to his success at the World Under-19 level as further evidence of his elite potential.
More than an opponent, but the point is, he reminds me. Look, I've seen him spar with Dubois when he came into the gym. And he was so good. And he only done 3 rounds and got out, but still he looked so impressive. And Dubois is such a banger, such a powerful, strong, explosive puncher. And I watched this kid and I went, wow, where the hell did he come out of? And he won the world under-19s as an amateur. He is. I'm telling you, Frank got him at the right time because nobody heard about him, and he invested money in him and said, "This is the guy to have," and he is the best heavyweight I've seen in a long, long time. And I know Hrgovic is incredibly tough, and there's every chance that I could be eating my words if he blows out after 6 rounds and Hrgovic is still coming on. Hrgovic could win, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to get him out and going to get him.
Eddie Hearn makes one of the strongest cases for Hrgovic. He points to the Croatian's size, experience, and physical, clinch-heavy style as major advantages. Hearn believes that approach could cause real problems for Itauma, who has never faced a veteran heavyweight with that kind of rough, experienced game plan.
He's a good fighter. I think Hrgovic is a world-class heavyweight. Is he elite? I think he's close to it. And there was one stage I think he was really close to it, but he's going to fight Itauma now. I think it's a good fight. I think Moses will be much too sharp for him, but I think it's a proper challenge. I think it's Moses' first.
So Johnny, we've got a huge heavyweight title fight coming up in Moses Itauma against Filip Hrgovic. Talk to me and tell me, how do you see it going?
I think Moses Itauma, too sharp, too smart, too technically astute for him, and too young. I think Hrgovic will give him a few things to think about to improve him as a fighter if he's going to be the heir apparent. So it'll be a learning lessons for him, but I think Moses Itauma beats Hrgovic. If he doesn't go to pit distance, stops him very late.
Do you see Moses getting hurt in the fight at all?
I see questions being answered, which he needs to. And every fight he has from this point onwards needs to be that case. If he wants to be a champion and stay a champion. It can't be an easy ride all the way you're going through, because eventually you're going to come up against somebody that gives you something different and makes you think about what kind of fighter you are. If you get hit, you get hurt, you get wobbled, you get put down. You want this to happen now before you become a champion, because at that time there's too much at stake, and then you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is it, it's over, this shouldn't happen to me. So I think this is a good learning fight for Moses.
That's what makes this matchup so intriguing.
If Itauma dominates Hrgovic like he has his previous opponents, the demand for a world title shot will become impossible to ignore, and Usyk's prediction about his future could look even more accurate. But if Hrgovic survives the early pressure, takes Itauma into the later rounds, and forces him into unfamiliar territory, this fight could reveal more about the youngster than all 14 of his previous wins combined. Either way, August 29 could be the night when Itauma's hype finally meets reality.